obviously disappointing the way that game ended, and, we play to win every game. I thought a couple things, that were key for us. I thought we got off to a really poor start defensively. I thought we allowed a team like this some really easy baskets early in the game, and when you do that against anybody, but especially a team that has the weapons that they have and kind of allow them to get into a rhythm, it's really, really difficult. And, and then obviously at the end of the game, we were right there, and I think I didn't have it exactly in front of me. I think it was a 19-2 run, like in the last 5 minutes or whatever it was, and the wheels kind of fell off, which is too bad. I did think, we showed some fight. We came back. I thought we guarded there for a stretch fairly well. Some huge offensive rebounds. We just were not able to keep. Mitchell got some key ones there where I thought we had position and we just couldn't keep him off the glass. And you can't do that against anybody, but against a team like this, that's not very forgiving. And I don't know if the final score indicated, what kind of a game that this really was, but they were better than us today. But like I told our guys, they've learned, they've shown that they respond, and half the teams are going to be 1-0 in the Mountain West, and the other half are going to be 0-1, and that's what we are, and we've got to learn from it and get ready to play Boise on Saturday.
For much of the middle part of the second half, it's a two-possession game. But there were those moments that when you had the chance to seize on them, to maybe close it down, you didn't, they would go on a run. Is that the one thing you point out to your team in film?
Yeah, I think that there's not a lot of margin for error. This is a really good team. You're going to have to beat them. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. Probably a couple of decisions on offense. We'd maybe like to have back. But again, I thought our ball screen defense at the end of the game was really, really poor. I thought that really hurt us in a lot of situations there with Flynn and our defensive rebounding. And we weren't able to get out and transition at all. But yeah, I thought there was some shot selection, but for the most part, I just think we weren't able to end possessions, and we really didn't do a great job of handling the ball screens late in the game.
Is it more frustrating when you lack rebounding, lack defense on a ball screen versus like missing shots because it's just an effort thing?
Yeah, and I don't think the ball screen defense was an effort thing. I think a lot of it was just communication, or we talk about being connected, and you guys are playing hard, but one guy gets out of position a little bit. We're not as long as that team or athletic, and a foot here or there can make all the difference in the world between a pass getting through and even the rebounding thing. I don't think if you were to show some of our guys on film that they miss, it's not that they're not playing. It's a lack of thought, right? The shot goes up, and sometimes young guys, right? When the shot goes up, what do you do in high school? You just run and turn and go get the ball. Well, at this level, you know what I mean? You got somebody as big and strong as athletic, you're going to get it. You got to put bodies on people. You got to hit them. And to be honest, you look at the numbers throughout the year, we've been okay as a defensive rebounding team, but tonight in some key situations, that really, really hurt us.
Not in your control. Obviously, it has to do with the Mountain West tournament scheduling. But do you like playing conference games? Do you dislike playing conference games in December?
I don't like playing conference games now. I think everybody would say that, but that's just what it is. Everybody's in the same boat. I don't like that. You kind of try to break up your season, right? You got non-conference, conference, and then the postseason. And we're a team. Clearly, if you've watched us, we're getting better. I really like this group. But we still are work in progress, but it is what it is. It's the same for every team. Obviously, boy, they stuck. They're playing great. You can see it right now. They're 9-0. They're playing great. They got a lot of weapons. Their deep is a really tough challenge out of the gate, but that's okay. We got to step up and meet it, and we didn't quite meet it today.
So there's something to be said, just like killer instinct to them, like you say. There are times where you didn't get the rebound or whatever, but it seemed like whenever there was one of those runs, a lot of times it's Malachi, but someone hits a shot to just kind of bury that for them.
Yeah, and that's what that's, what I mean? That was the difference. I thought they had some guys who just made some plays and we didn't. But our guys, if you've watched us play, we've shown fight in a lot of those situations. These guys have never, and I don't even think down the stretch there you look at it. And the easy thing to say is I just thought, some of our ball screen coverages were poor on, especially a particular action I'm talking about, and we just didn't end possessions, and they're good, but I didn't have anything to do with our guys not playing hard enough or anything like that. I thought they gave great effort, but boy, you falter for a couple minutes against this team, they could put numbers up in a hurry. And obviously we fouled a bunch down the stretch, right, and the final score looks a little bit loftier than it is.
Maybe could have had a little bit more touch, but did you like how aggressive Nico was in the post?
Loved it. Especially, what I love the most about Nico was him on the offensive glass tonight, and that's something we talked the other day in my office, and going into this year, he was not offensive rebounding the way that he had, prior. And boy, you had to tell him once, and he came out with a great mindset tonight. Quite frankly, I thought he got, he'd never admit it, but I mean, he gave great effort tonight. I thought he was a little bit winded, you know what I mean, down the stretch in that key run. Looked like we ran out of gas a little bit. Maybe I could have called a timeout earlier, but, they put it on us.
Kendle, I guess we'll start with you. Just a couple times, especially in the middle of the second half, you got within 5, you get within 2, and then they would make a spurt that you guys couldn't answer. How frustrating does that get to be so close and then not make that shot or get that stop?
I mean, it's a little frustrating, but like basketball is a game of runs, and that's what San Diego State did today. They came out, hit a couple shots, made a run, and we just couldn't bounce back.
19-2 run over the last 6 minutes. Did you guys feel like you got a little bit flustered in the offense? Were you trying to do a little too much at the end?
No, I think we made some defensive breakdowns that let them get to those 19 points, and we just didn't execute on offense, and that's kind of what happened.
It's just one of those games that shows, especially in a Mountain West game against one of the better teams in a conference, how those little margins of possession here, possession there can swing a game.
Yeah, we knew that it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a dogfight. I think we fought for 35 minutes, whatever it was, and they came out on top. They pushed through it, and it's a learning lesson that we just got to learn from. And I think that we're going to go out there. We got to get a big one at Boise. So it's one of those games that you got to move on from.
You guys made one key adjustment kind of coming out of the break, and that was defensively. What were you doing different, or was it just effort and communication?
I feel like it was a little bit, miscommunication here and there, but like Nico said, we just got to bounce back and get ready for Boise this weekend.
We saw less of the young guys tonight, but what's something that you guys can all learn from playing a team like this?
Yeah, it's a lot of these guys' first conference game. It's a different type of animal, different type of beast. You got to go out there and you got to practice every single day. You got to bring it every day. Can't decide when you want to bring it. So I think we need to just go out there to practice and continue to learn. You practice well in practice. It's just going to show up in the game.
Nico, it's not in your control, but do you like playing conference games in December, or does it feel like a little weird?
The weird part I think is going to be is when we play Boise and then we don't play them again until we might meet them in the conference tournament or something. That's the only weird thing. But it's one of those things. You just you hand us a game, we check the schedule, and we got to go out there and play it.
Is this just one of those things you do learn from this game? Is those moments, and when they come, are important and they have to be seized upon?
Yeah, you can't let a team go on a run. Especially any team, Division I. So definitely go in the film room, watch some film, go to practice tomorrow and Friday, get on a plane and go to Boise.